keeping it high. I'm here with a player who came to us in the summer. She's played for Austria, scoring 9 times. She's scored some hugely important goals for Union since she's been here. It is a delight to introduce Eileen Campbell. Eileen, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to start at the very beginning, right? Born in Feldkirch, in Vorarlberg, right?
Yes.
Vorarlberg I have seen on the television recently because you've got skiers in the downhill in the Winter Olympics. I don't think I've ever heard of Vorarlberg before. What was it like growing up there? And how come you're not a skier?
Well, basically, we're very well known for our skiers, our mountains, and like all the nature there. But I haven't really been into skiing like ever. I decided to do snowboarding when I was like 6 years old. My mom always told me before I can snowboard, like I have to learn how to ski, but that took me like too long. So I was like just saying no. I wanna go snowboarding, and that's when she said, okay, well, fine, do it. And I think growing up there was really nice. It's like a small town I come from. It's Feldkirch. And yeah, I think like a big difference between there and here is that you just, like, everyone knows each other, and like if you do something good, if you do something bad, like the whole village talks about it. So I like that here, that you're like not known and a bit off the radar.
Yeah, you got a bit of anonymity.
Yeah.
Anonymity.
Yeah.
What the English word is.
Yeah, so I like that. And then I went to school, and when I was, I think, 13 maybe or 14, I went to a football school in Bregenz, and that was the first year the school opened for girls, so it was like just a boys' school before. So we were, I think, 3 girls and a couple of 100 boys there. And then I was like the first girl to graduate at that school, which was really nice and tough throughout the years. But I had the possibility to train with the boys early on, and then actually trained with boys until I was 16 maybe. So
Comparatively late.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it, and every coach told me like keep doing that for as long as possible because it will help you later. So that's what I did, and then I just really enjoyed playing football at home. Like we had a quite good club with Altach, and it was fun. I had the job. I worked 42 hours a week in a law office besides playing football, and I really enjoyed just living there with my family, my friends. And then just I think about 2 years ago I decided to go abroad to take a step and move to Freiburg, which was really nice and just opened a lot of doors for me. And then obviously joined the national team, so it went quite uphill very fast, but I really enjoyed it, and now I'm here. I love the city. I love Köpenick. It feels quite like home. And obviously the club is just great.
Well, I think that's the interview done. Thank you very much. I'm fascinated. See, Vorarlberg seems it's quite a small sort of region in Austria. Second smallest population, I think, out of all the Bundesländer in Austria. Yet it seems to be this big sporting community. You SC Thesis, FC Zolz, Blau-Weiß Feldkirch. You sort of pass through these teams with your brother Michael as well. Is that right?
Yes.
At what point did you realise that you were good at football?
Well, I think I really thought I was good when, like, I got the Austrian player, like the Bruno, and was invited to the national team the first time. That's where I felt like, okay, like, you might have a chance, like internationally and stuff like that. When I kept scoring in the national team, that was like, okay, like maybe I should try to do this full time and like go pro and all of that. So
So not until you'd started playing professional. So you were in the second division for a bit before you went to Altach, and that's your first professional contract when you signed there. But you're playing ever more organised football, and it is quite a small. Like say, everybody knows each other. Everybody knows what's going on. But when you won Austrian Player of the Year, 22-23, you're at the awards show, and the awards presented to you, big glitzy, glamorous thing, and the announcer, and she turns to you and she immediately speaks to you in English, and it's sort of a bit toe curling, really, because she looks at your name and she thinks, oh well, she speaks English. Your mum's Northern Irish, your dad's Austrian, right?
Exactly.
So you grew up. Well, I mean, firstly, actually, what was your sort of cultural influences when you were growing up? Were you just watching Austrian TV? Was it just that side? Were you watching English-speaking TV into sort of Irish culture, English-speaking culture?
Yeah, I think as of that, like my mom's the only one from her side of the family who's in Austria, and then like I had the whole side of my dad's family always around me, so I felt like we were growing up more Austrian, and my mom tried to like talk English to us the first couple of years, which was really great and obviously helped us develop our language skills. But yeah, I feel like at some point we just came to an age, like me and my brother, where it was just kind of a bit embarrassing, like when you had friends over or anything else, and like your mom keeps talking to you in English, and you know, like they don't understand, or like, yeah, I feel like the same way when I'm at a friend's place and like she keeps talking in a different language with her mom. So I just felt really uncomfortable, and I think we lost that a little bit then. But my sister, who's 8 years younger than me, when she was born, I felt like my mom tried to teach her the same stuff and talk English to her. So that's when we got into it a little bit again. And then obviously we went on vacation or Christmas like every year in Ireland. So that was really nice. And yeah, just the family being together again. Like I feel, especially nowadays, I can't see them as much as I wish I could, but yeah, we'll definitely try to find time and go visit them once in a while. But yeah, we'll see.
But at that awards show, did you think, "Ah, no, not again, sort of speaking to me, because there's a look on your face, you know, I come from Vorarlberg.
Yeah, I feel like it happened, obviously, a lot of times to me. Like, it wasn't the first time, so I think I'm a bit used to it. But at the moment, I was especially surprised because when we arrived, like, they kept doing interviews and stuff from us. So I had been talking in German for the whole arrival, and they showed the videos and the interviews like during the ceremony. So that's why I was quite surprised that they talked English to me, because they saw it like a couple minutes before that I was speaking German. And then also I was playing for the Austrian team, and like, yeah, maybe if they had done a bit of research, they would have shown like a couple of interviews where I was speaking German. So that's why I was a bit surprised. But yeah, I think it was funny and it was okay. Like,
They wrote it out.
Yeah, they wrote it out. But it's just, yeah, I feel like, I mean, there's just a couple of winners at this ceremony, so they could have like researched a bit better, but no bad blood. So
coming from this quite sort of small community where everybody knows, that must have been such a big deal for you to win Footballer of the Year.
Yeah, I think I was actually the first one from Vorarlberg that won. So it was quite an honor, and it is quite an honor. I think, especially in football, when you win individual trophies, it just makes you feel so good, and like everything you've done, just all the sacrifices you made, somehow feel okay and then good. So yeah.
But at the time, so you Forderland or Altach, it gets confusing because the name changed actually halfway through you being there, didn't it? Because they merged with another club.
Yeah.
Altach, I mean, because of your goals, got to second in the Bundesliga. Just quite an achievement. You're doing that. You've started playing for Germany, for Austria, excuse me. You scored against the Netherlands. You scored that incredible goal against Norway, which was goal of the year. Scored 2 against Germany. I mean, this isn't bad.
Yeah, no. It just feels so rewarding when you've done that for like your whole life, and then like you invested so much and you miss out on so many things. I think that's what people forget, like birthdays, holidays. It's just, especially now when you live abroad, like you don't have that connection to your family and you can't always be there to the important stuff. So that's especially like when things feel the most rewarding, when you achieve something, or when you play good, when you score goals or whatever, because that's just what you gave your life to. So yeah.
You played left back for a time as well, didn't you? How was that?
Yeah, I don't know. We got a new coach, and then before the season, we had a conversation. He was like, "Which position do you see yourself in?" And I was like, "Yeah, obviously a striker. Like I've played as a striker for so long, but like even offensive midfield, I don't care. Like I just like to be up in front of the goal." And then he was like, "Yeah, I feel like if you want to go and play international, you need to play as a left back." And I think you'll be scoring a lot of goals from there as well. So he tried that out.
How'd it go?
Well, it didn't go too bad, but obviously it wasn't my position. And after half a year, the coach got kicked out. So that might be part of it. But yeah, like I really liked it because I feel like when you play as a striker, it's always like tied up and you're so close and you have like to do everything right. And when you play as a defender, you have like the whole field in front of you, and I like to create things as well. So that was a bit nice. And I think also like as a wing back, you can like just move up and kind of attack as well. So I really liked it, but it was obviously like not my favorite position.
Well,
And he was in the end he was right, because a couple of weeks, I don't know if it was the year after that, I got my first goal off for the national team. So yeah, you might have just tried something. And, yeah.
I did read an interview you did from back then, and you said you preferred being sort of a 10 as opposed to a 9, sort of behind the central striker. Here, you've been playing mostly as the central striker. Is there a big difference in mindset that you have to do to play the different roles?
Yeah, I feel like, and I always said that I'm like not a typical striker, because I don't know, I just don't have that like hunger for scoring. But I really do like to create chances or like make an assist or whatever that is. So I feel like as a 10 you can embrace that more. Mm-hmm. And also with like running deep, I feel like you have more of a space when you come from behind as if you start like from the last line. So yeah, but somehow like everything works out. Like I kept scoring, so they kept me as a 9, and probably that was also the reason why Union wanted me to play for them. So yeah, I just keep doing what I feel like helps the team most, and like I'd rather play any position than not. So I'm really happy that I'm here and I can play as a striker, and obviously scored some goals as well. So yeah.
But all the time you're doing this, you're working, like you say, you're working a 42-hour week in a law office in Liechtenstein. How the hell did you manage all of this?
Well, to be fair, it was quite rough. It was just like running from point A to B and back, and it was a rough time, but I still feel like now, when I look back, I just liked a structured day, and it was like I knew exactly, okay, the morning I get up, I go to work, after work I go to training, after training I go home, and I feel like it just took a lot of pressure off me as well, because you focus like much more on work rather than maybe a good or bad game or whatever. So I feel like now when that's your job, like you just want to play good and do everything right, and you just have the mental aspect as well, where it's like you just get so lost in your thoughts, which makes it hard, like so hard sometimes.
You need a distraction.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, when I was working, I just had that. I just had a game, and then when we drove home from Vienna or something, we came back at like 1 in the morning, and I knew, okay, I have to get up and go to work. So like I wasn't really in that bubble, like stuck in that bubble, and I feel like that's something people just forget, that you have like the mental aspect behind it, and people are so easy on criticizing you or judging you or whatever. If it's a good or a bad game, I feel like I made like I had this game against France, I think, where I just had a bad day, like I missed all the chances and stuff, and that was like the first time I really had to cope with this, like with the outside and the effects that it just had. And that's where I was like, okay, like it's getting big and people talk and they just do so much damage to you without knowing. And yeah, it's just easy to talk when you're like not in the spot. But yeah, I learned throughout the years, just ever since I became professional, I think, how to cope with that. And it's just that I have to stay to myself, and like I think critique's good, but like it's just the way you say it or who you hear it from or how you hear it. So yeah, I think I learned a lot through that, and I'm happy that I'm coping better now than before. But yeah.
But, and then you make the decision to leave your bubble, to leave Vorarlberg, to go to Freiburg. You'd trained there back when you were a teenager, hadn't you? You'd been out there for a little bit. The decision, however, to leave Altach, everything that you knew you had there, including your job and your family unit and this small, tightly locked together community, to go and play in the Bundesliga must have been a huge step.
Yeah, it really was a huge step, and it was really, really hard for me because I feel like I've always been homesick, like wherever I went, it was just so hard for me. And I think that's why it actually was Freiburg then, because it was like really close to home. Like when we had a day off, I always drove home. So I also had my partner there, which was like, of course, another thing that made it really hard for me. But it worked out really well, I think, and I think it was a good step that it wasn't too far away, so I can like just get used to that a little bit better. And now I just feel like the step to Berlin was just for my growth, because I feel like as a person you just learn so much from it, and it's the path of life to maybe go abroad, see something, learn something new, and just all the experiences you get. So
you had, well, when you were at Freiburg, you played for the second team against Union in the second division. I mean, you had Samantha Steuerwald there, you had Judith Steinert, obviously. Freiburg's 5 play against Union in Freiburg. Union need to win to still be in with a chance of winning the league. I think it's probably the most important win out of the entire second division campaign. And it was Judith Steiner who comes on, crosses from the left for Karina Janesh to win 2-1. You were there on the pitch. Were you even thinking at the time, who are this club, what are they doing? Did you know about Union?
Well, I already knew I was going to Union, so and obviously like the club knew, so it was a bit funny because the coach of the second team was like hinting that I would be going to Union during the meeting we had prior to the game. So everyone kept asking, are you going, or like what was it? But like I told nobody. Like of course I told nobody, but of course I knew that they could like relegate and also become first in the league, which I was really happy for them. But that was like I think it was my second game after my hip surgery. So at the time, I was just focusing on like getting better and healing and stuff, and that everything's working out with my hip. So, but yeah, of course, I feel like with Judith and Semi, it's just always easier to come to a club where you know people beforehand, because it just makes it easier. You like, I think especially you did when she was in Freiburg, because I had like played half a year with her, and I feel like by the end, we just were getting close, and then like it just ripped apart. So when I came here, I knew exactly that I would just really get along with her, and that's how it is. Like, she's really my best friend here, and I really enjoy playing with her. Like on and off the pitch, I just like her as a person, as a player, and yeah, it definitely made things easier for me, and I'm really happy that they're here, because yeah, that's a big aspect too, if you get along with your teammates.
How was it integrating into this team that had already achieved so much, that had already just won the league, come up into the Bundesliga for the first ever time? You're not coming in as a 20-year-old, you're coming in as an experienced player already, like 26, 25, 26-year-old. How was that? Did you feel extra pressure on you when you came to Union?
Well, I feel like my role has definitely changed to my former club. Like, I was there just getting into the Bundesliga and like trying to work things out, and here I guess I came like as a more experienced player with like international games, already Bundesliga games, and I felt like that definitely had an impact on me and my role here. But yeah, like everyone was just so nice to me, and I never felt the feeling that there was any tension or any bad blood or any, I don't know, eagerness or whatever it was. It was just like, I feel like we really get along, like each and every one of us, and I never, well, at home, yes, because I have my friends there, but like compared to the other clubs, I just feel like it's just such a nice team, and yeah, everyone gets along, and we also do like things outside of the pitch, and yeah, it's just, yeah.
How do you like Berlin?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a big city.
Yeah, I haven't really seen a lot. I think I should go out more often. But as for what I've seen, it's just like you can do whatever you want whenever you want, and it just has so many opportunities and so much history behind it as well, which I personally like really much. And then yeah, just the coffees, the whatever it is, the restaurants, or it's just yeah, really great. I love being here, and yeah, I hope I will see a lot of more things in the future. But yeah, obviously, like my focus is the football, so we'll see.
What about the fans?
What
about this playing here?
Yeah.
It's so Altach played in the men's stadium as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
How different is that to playing in the main stadium here?
Well, it's very different from Altach. I feel like in Austria also, like the football hasn't the highest standing. It's more like the skiers and all of that stuff. So we hadn't really had a lot of fans. There was a time where we actually were really successful when a couple of people came then, but it's crazy to see here. Like even the men's game at the stadium haven't been as visited as our games here. And also I feel like for the Bundesliga, I played a couple of games in Freiburg and obviously in the different clubs, but I've never seen anything like it, and I really enjoy it. It's just goosebumps every time you go out, every game, and they always support us, and that's what matters, because I feel like everyone makes a difference, like such a huge difference between men's and women's football, and I have never felt that here, which is what I appreciate the most, because even from within the club, they just make no difference, and that's what feels so good about this club.
It's just football.
It's just football.
It's just football. It's been a tough season. I mean, for everybody. I said earlier, I think maybe some of us, myself certainly, I had probably too high expectations coming into this season. It was never going to be easy. First time ever in the Bundesliga. You started off, I mean, you got a couple against Mainz in the Cup. You scored vital goals. Nuremberg was really important goal. Leipzig, I mean, you always score against. You scored against them for Freiburg as well, didn't you? I think, and you scored against Bremen for Freiburg. But here you set up one and scored one and set up two against Leipzig. Huge goals. It's been tough though with injuries throughout the season. It's been tough. You'll come up against teams, bloody Jena, for example, who just fight and fight and fight, and they're organised and they know what they're doing and everybody knows their jobs. Is it more difficult than you expected? Is it exactly what you expected?
Well, I feel like the expectations always been high, like not only from the outside, but also like within the team, within the club. And I felt like coming into it, I was a bit surprised because, just don't know what our chances were. Of course, I feel like we really have a good squad and we have a lot of good players. We had a lot of bad luck in the first half of the season with the injuries. But still, like, we have a couple of players coming up from the second or third league, and we just can't ignore that. And I feel like we need to focus on adapting to the league first and foremost. And I think that's our goal this season, and that should be our goal. And I think everyone said we're a special team before we came up, and the club is doing everything it can to get us the best structure and everything they give us, but we just can't forget the difference in quality between the second and the first league. I think there is a huge gap. That's why most of the teams go up and down and back down immediately. So yeah, I feel like we're doing quite good for what it is. So I think of course, we could have had a couple of points more. But as I see it, I think we're doing a great job. We're adapting, we're improving, and that's what counts. And yeah, we just need to keep going because the club, I think, has really, really, done everything they can.
Do you think that it's important what Union are doing in terms of women's football in Germany and Europe, in terms of the people coming, in terms of that idea that it's not about a men's team or a women's team, it's just about the football teams? How important do you think that is, or do you think I sort of overdo that in my own mind?
No, I think that's really important. I haven't seen any other club do it like that. Well, not in Germany really. When you look at the best team right now, Bayern Munich, they are trying to get a new stadium now because the one they're playing in is too small and the Allianz Arena is like too big, so they can't really do that. And then you have a couple of other teams who are like just separated so much from the men's, and like with the training center they're building, they're just showing us that they make no difference. Because I think a lot of people can talk, but I think especially here, the fans and everyone else outside can see what the club is doing and how they're doing it. And yeah, I think it's very important for the league and obviously for every other team that they can see how it can work and that it works. And because nobody has like the same attendance as we do, so I feel like that speaks for itself.
Last one. Couple of weeks ago, having gone a goal down to Essen, Heisey scores as she does somehow, sort of rolls her sleeves up and just scored for 2-1, and you scored to make it 2-2 and then 3-2. And Leah scored the fourth, obviously. What's your favourite goal you've scored for Union so far?
Good question. I feel like the first one is always really special. I think that was Leipzig, maybe? Yeah, that was my first goal, so I think that's always really special. And then I don't really have others. Like I love all of them. I just like to score and help the team as a striker. That's my job. And
So from Leipzig, do you come away from that as happy with the assist for Sophie as you do for the goal for yourself?
yeah,
Honestly.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Like I just feel like it makes no difference. Like I just want to help the team. If it's an assist, if it's a goal, or even if I just clear a ball in the defense, it's kind of what I like to do. And I think we need to help each other out. That's what a team stands for. And if we do that, we can achieve big things, I think. So yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season turns out. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and I think we have a bright future ahead
Oh,
with the club.
that's what we like to hear. I tell you what, I think that's the perfect place for us to round this off. Thank you so much, Eileen.
You're
It's an
very
absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Nothing but the best for the rest of the season. We're all looking forward to it here. I'm sure you are too. We'll see you back here on the pitch.
Yes, thank you.
Very welcome.